What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Second Street. Now, it's not every day that I usually go out and upload 2 videos in the same day, but you know what? Today is a very special day. As I was watching the John Campea show this morning, it was actually brought to my attention that at that time, right at the very beginning of the show, there was a trailer from Netflix that had just released for Motley Crue's The Dirt. Okay. Now, I'm not sure, most of you probably don't know me that well, but I am a huge Motley Crue fan. I've been a huge Motley Crue fan ever since I was a little boy, okay? All the people I grew up around, my uncle really liked metal music and rock music, and I would go so far as to call Motley Crue metal, but they're definitely rock music, and they are definitely on the heavier side, especially for, you know, back as early as they started, back in like 82 was, I believe, their first album, Too Fast for Love. And like I said, I am a really huge fan of Motley Crue. They have been just like one of my favorite bands, like I said, since I was a little kid. And you know, upon seeing this trailer, you know, this movie is called The Dirt, and if you haven't ever read the book The Dirt, you need to go out and buy this book and read it. If you like music, if you like Motley Crue, even if you just like hearing just crazy stories of drunken debauchery and just all kinds of other things, it's definitely a book worth checking out. These guys, it's an autobiography, so they all took part in writing this book. So there's stories from Nikki Sixx, Mick Mars, Tommy Lee, and Vince Neil. And honestly, you know, when I seen this trailer, this is a movie that has been, man, it's been getting talked about for a long time. I remember at one point, Ashton Kutcher was actually supposed to supposedly be playing Tommy Lee, and obviously we can see from the trailer that he's not. I will leave a link to the trailer down in the description. It's here on YouTube. Like I said, these guys, Motley Crue is one of my favorite bands ever since I was a little kid. I've been awaiting this movie for a really long time, and you know, I've just got to tell you that as much as I love this band, you have to read this book. And the reason why I'm telling you have to read this and watch this documentary, I'm hoping it's not a documentary exactly, but I guess it would be more like a biopic. The reason you have to watch this movie is the things contained in this book. If you haven't read the book, then you probably won't know what I'm talking about. But if you have, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. It's probably getting ready to happen here. As I was watching this trailer, I mean, it didn't take very long before I actually started to shed tears. Not just crying because, you know, I mean, I love Motley Crue, and, you know, I'm been waiting for this documentary or this movie for like a really long time that's based on this book. But it's the mere fact of, you know, you read some of the stories of the things that happened in this book, and it is a really good book. And just some of the stories you read from some of the people, they're really heart-touching. But there are some stories in there from Vince Neil. And just thinking about some of the stories that he wrote in there, about some of the things that he was going through in his life through the course of this book. Just like, there's a particular scene in the trailer that came up, and it really hit home. Like I said, I was already kind of like, I already had my tears welled up anyway, you know, in my eyes as I was watching this trailer. But then this particular scene showed up, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but there's a particular scene that showed up in the trailer, and you know what, I actually just started losing it, like big time, because it made me think of these scenes that are going to happen, hopefully, you know, and I hate to say hopefully, but that will be covered in the movie. A lot of tragic events have happened. A lot of bad things happened around Nikki Sixx and Vince Neil and Tommy Lee, and just like all the guys, the Motley Crue. I mean, they went out and lived a life, man. I'm telling you, they did. And it's not a life for everybody. It's certainly not a life for everybody, and it's not something that everybody would enjoy. But if you like rock music, things like that, this is definitely a movie that you'd want to check out. And I urge you to go check out this trailer. And as soon as this movie comes on Netflix, it's probably going to be a good one. Now, the characters they have in this trailer, I mean, the guys they got portraying them, they don't look like, they probably could have done a better job casting. But that's really neither here nor there for me, as long as the person who is in the movie doing the job acting is the right person for the role. As long as they can act the role, that's what I'm worried about. Like I said, these guys don't really much look like the guys from Motley Crue, but they did what they could to make it look as authentic as possible. Like I said, you should go out and read the book. You should definitely check out this trailer, and definitely check out the movie when it comes out on Netflix. I, for one, I already can't wait for it. And I say that knowing, like I said, the things that happen in this book. this is just a really good book. And like I said, I'm not sure if you like music or you're into reading books or you into reading autobiographies and things like that, but it's definitely a good one. It's definitely on the top of my list of books that I've ever read from people who are in bands. Another one of my favorite ones was Long Hard Road Out of Hell by Marilyn Manson. I'm not a big Marilyn Manson fan by any stretch of the imagination, but that autobiography, The Long Hard Road Out of Hell by Marilyn Manson, is a great book. I won't go so far as to say that it was better than The Dirt, because there was just, I mean, these dudes in Motley Crue, man, they lived enough life for all of us. Let me tell you, they really did. But the Marilyn Manson book, it's just as good. But like I said, this movie, The Dirt, I really can't wait for it. I'm not sure if you can tell how excited I am to see this movie, but I am definitely excited to see this movie. Something I've been wanting to see for a long time. There's actually a couple of other bands that I would really love to see movies like this based on, but I honestly don't know that these bands have books written that these movies would get made. Those two of those bands actually happen to be Pantera and Faith No More. I would love to see some biopics about those two bands, because I mean, there are definitely some phenomenal bands, some bands that I loved growing up, and both of those bands actually really changed a lot in the music industry. I mean, some people would disagree with that, and some people would highly agree with that, but they are definitely very influential bands, definitely bands that I really enjoyed as I was growing up, and that I do still enjoy their music. So, as I said, make sure you check out this trailer. Make sure you check out The Dirt on Netflix as soon as it comes out. I really hate to sound like I'm plugging stuff for Netflix, because, I don't watch a whole lot of Netflix, but that movie is going to be, hopefully it's going to be really great. This trailer was done really good. They're obviously playing all kinds of music in the trailer from, later in their career, where this book would actually span most of everything in their early career up through about the mid-90s or so. Like I said, I can't wait for it. Go check it out. Let me know what you all think down in the comments below. Again, thank you all so much for subscribing and liking my videos. Leave a comment down in the comments section. Let me know what you think about Motley Crue. Let me know what you think about this movie getting ready to come out, The Dirt. Thank you all so much for checking out the Second Street Marvel. You all have a good day. Make sure you share this with a friend and tell them to come hang out with us here on Second Street. Have a great day.